Bandit family, we back at it like a crack addict, about to get the doggos right. If you're fucking with the content, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment on the video, send it to your mammy. We greatly appreciate it. What's up, boy? Alright, so today I'm gonna be talking about the Presa Canario breed. And as a lot of y'all know, Bubba is half Presa Canario, so I got a little bit of experience with him. So for y'all who don't know, the Presa Canarian comes from the Canary Islands in Spain, and they were used as catch dogs for boars, so wild hogs and shit like that. Those are the type of things that they were bred to catch. And then a catch dog, for those who don't know, is basically a dog that you use when you're going hunting. And they're not the hound dogs, but they're the dog that once the hound dogs find what you're hunting, they go in and catch it. So then you can either go and stab it or shoot it. So that's what they were bred to do. And Presa Canarian means catch dog, I believe. Watch out, watch out. And they're natural guard dogs. In my opinion, the Presa Canarian is one of the best guard dogs that you can get out there. I would say they're either one or two. One, I would either go 1A, 1B, Presa Canarian, and Borbal. So they're natural bred guard dogs, so you really don't have to do any training with them as far as guarding, because that's what they're naturally bred to do. So you don't have to worry about stuff like that. Watch out, boy. And then your average Presa male, they get to about anywhere from 110 pounds to 130 pounds. And the females get anywhere from, I want to say 84 pounds to 110 pounds. So they get pretty big. So a female Presa is about the size of Bella, honestly. Bella is probably, yeah, she's about the same size as a female Presa. And then also Bella has Presa in her. So Bella is Presa Borbal Pit, for y'all who don't know. So they're pretty big dogs, but they're not for everybody. They're not for 99% of dog owners, honestly, just because of how big of a dog they are, how stubborn they are, and how dominant of a dog breed they are. They'll definitely try to run over you. And they come in a bunch of different colors. So a lot of Presas come in different brindle colors, but they also come in fawn, brindle, fawn, black. So a bunch of different variations of brindle. They have pretty long life expectancies too. So they live anywhere from 9 to 11 years. And they don't have a lot of health issues. But given that they're such big dogs, you will run into health issues. But that's just like with any big dog. But you can do things to prevent stuff like that. You can give them vitamins for their joints and the type of food that you feed them. High quality food. If you can afford to put them on a raw diet, that'll help with joint issues. Exercising them. So it's a lot of different things that you can do to prevent those things from happening. So they're a rather healthy dog, but they do need a lot of space. They're not the type of dog to just have cooped up in an apartment. they need space to run and stretch their legs and exercise. Like I said, they're catch dogs, they're work dogs. Come, sit, go. So they're catch dogs, they're work dogs, so they're meant to have a job. They're not meant to just be cooped up in an apartment not doing anything. Like I said, 99% of people aren't meant to have Presas. It's just too dominant of a dog. Especially if you haven't had dogs before. It's definitely not the type of dog that you want to have as the first dog. And in my opinion, if you do get one of these dogs, you are thinking about getting one, you definitely have to have some type of training with them. Not necessarily guard training, because like I said, they're naturally bred to do that. Go, go. So not necessarily for that, but as far as obedience training to help with their temperament. And when I say temperament, I mean have them out in public around people so that they don't associate all people as a threat. You want the dog be able to tell the difference between somebody who's a threat and somebody who isn't a threat. That's how you avoid people getting hurt. Wait. Go. I would say that they're, as far as temperament, they have good temperaments. Bubba, I wouldn't say that Bubba is dog aggressive. Well, actually, I will say that Bubba is toy aggressive. So resource aggression. So for instance, that's when they'll have a toy and I have a toy out around him and other dogs, and he'll get aggressive over that toy because he feel like that's his toy. So it's called resource protecting. I want to say it's called resource protecting. Don't quote me. So that is something that I have encountered with Bubba. And like I said, Bubba is half Presa, half Borbal. Go. But I wouldn't say that he's necessarily dog aggressive. I wouldn't say that he's people aggressive. Speak. Go. So I would say Bubba has the perfect temperament. He can tone it down, but he can also turn it up if need be. So yeah, with the proper diet and exercise, if you have a Presa, it's a very healthy dog. And then another thing as far as health that I would say about them is the fact that you have to worry about their stomach getting bloated. But that's not just with Presa breeds, that's pretty much with any big dogs. And when I say bloating, for example, I mean, say it's not good to feed your dog and then take them exercising. So say for a big dog like Bubba, a Presa, it will be easier for that to happen to him because of him being a big dog, for his stomach to flip. So when you feed a dog and you exercise them, that'll cause their stomach to flip, will then cause bloating, and that's how you kill your dog. So that's a no bueno. But that's not just a Presa thing, that's a big dog thing. But other than that, they're fairly healthy dogs, honestly. As long as you exercise them and you're feeding them a proper diet, they're really healthy dogs. So as far as health, I'll say they're really healthy dogs. As far as temperament, I would say that with the right owner, their temperaments are great, because I don't have any complaints with Bubba as far as temperament. But that's just because I know how to manage it. And then as far as around kids, like I said, if they have a strong owner, I don't think it would be an issue for having them around kids. It is all based upon the owner. You have to be a strong owner with these types of dogs. And then colors, they come in a bunch of different colors. Brindles, blacks, fawns, all different type of brindles, honestly. Size, I would say they're some of the biggest dogs out there. They're some of the most powerful dogs out there. So I would say they're good with that. And then as far as being guard dogs, they're naturally bred to be guard dogs. So I would say it's excellent in that category too, to be honest with you. Bubba, come here. Hey, come, sit. See, Bubba is a half Presa, half Boerboel. He looks like a Presa, but he has the build of a Boerboel. He's bigger than your average size Boerboel. His bone density is a lot thicker. He's a much thicker Presa. He built like a Boerboel, honestly. Big ass head, big ass bone structure. But like I said, a lot of the times you might see some Presas out there that look kind of skinny. Well, in my opinion, they look skinny. And I'm not gonna say necessarily frail, but I guess it's just because of me having Bubba and me going off of him as an example. Bubba, come. But this is, I would say Bubba is, the average size Presa is, the biggest that they get is 130 pounds. I would say Bubba is anywhere, chill out. Bubba, come here. I would say that Bubba is anywhere from 175 to 190 pounds. So he's bigger than the average size Presa, but I would say Bella is the size of the average size female Presa, honestly. She might be a little bit bigger, if I'm being honest. But me personally, I really like the Presa breed. I got turned on to the Presa breed when I was a kid in school, and people that I went to school with had just started bringing Presas into my area. So it's pretty much, I liked pit bulls, and Presas were beefed up pit bulls in my opinion. They're just big ass pit bulls. So I fell in love with them shits. I always wanted a dog that I felt represented me. So I feel like a Presa is the perfect representation of me in my opinion. So that's why I like Presas. I think Presas are really good dogs, but I also can manage a Presa. But I'm not gonna lie and sit here and say that having Bubba hasn't taught me a lot, because it has. Because he was my first big breed dog. And it's just a different level of power. That shit different. So I would say they're healthy dogs, depending on their diet, their exercise. Their temperament can be good depending on their owners. Life expectancy, like I said, that's also based upon their diet. They expect to live anywhere from 9 to 11 years. They're big ass dogs, so if you want a big dog, they're perfect for you. And they're natural guard dogs, so you don't have to teach them how to be a guard dog. That's what they're naturally bred to do. But socialize. If you do get one of these dogs, I advise you to socialize them. That'll only help you in the long run. Bubba, chill out. Hey. And they're also good hunting dogs. You want to go hunting and take not necessarily hunting, but catch dogs. You need a dog to deliver that blow. Bubba, cage. Hey, chill out. But if y'all made it this far to the video, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Like the video, comment on the video. Send it to your mammy. Be greatly appreciated. And just like that, we gone.